Yes, yes! Big ups! Big ups 40 minutes ago. Big ups to you, bro, for getting in early. And Talsi for this stream. Here I am. And score prediction for the next two games. So apologies for being a little bit late. I just had something to do. But that is done, and I'm here. But yeah, big ups to everyone who's tuning in. Talsi, score prediction for the next two games. Good question. I know they're two very difficult games, aren't they? You definitely don't live in the UK, truly. I can confirm that I do. I do live in the UK. I'll tell you that much. I just won't tell you anything more. Is that his chair? Yeah, it is. It's one of the chairs in here. But yeah, I absolutely do live in the UK. But yes, big ups to you, Talsif. And yeah, let's crack on. All right, we got two big games coming up, but today, of course, we are focusing on Napoli, which is a very tough one at the Etihad. but nonetheless, we'll have to take it on. And I'll be honest, Blues, the Champions League, this new format, okay, what country? I won't tell you anymore. It's currently night in the UK. I mean, it's darker. Like, it is quite bright, as you can see on the camera, but it is pretty dark outside right now. It's a bit more grey. Kevin De Bruyne, yes, he's returning. But look, I want to start off by actually looking at the Champions League, and specifically having a look at the 24-25 table, which, as you can see, is shaped up like this. I specifically want to have a look at the top 8 because we're a big team. We should be looking at that. And the most points you could drop, you needed 16 points to get into the top 8 last season, as is evident with Aston Villa. Okay, you needed 16 points out of the full 24 that are available. So 16 out of the full 24. That means, as you can see with Villa, you can only draw once and you can only lose twice. AKA meaning you can only drop 8 points, whether that means you win 4 and you draw 4, or whether that means you, well, as seen, draw 1, lose 2. You know, there isn't a lot of wiggle room for points, and look, sometimes, you know, you can just look at a game and just be like, you know what, we'll take this. This one could be our draw. But really, we should be looking to win all our home games because our games don't necessarily get easier. Match day 1, okay, is Napoli. Very difficult game. Blinking it. I didn't realise we were playing on the Thursday. Oh, they. Oh, well. Blinking it. I thought, oh, well, it don't matter. So City are playing on the Thursday against Napoli. Then the following week, we are playing against Monaco, which is a game we should be expecting to win away from home. Okay, so that's two games. Third game, Villarreal, they're not a bad team, but we should be getting it over the line, really. Fourth game, Dortmund, it's at the Etihad, we have to win those. The next game is Leverkusen, it's at the Etihad, we have to win those. The next game is Real Madrid, I don't think we win at the Bernabeu, so there's drop points. Bodeglimt we should beat. And we should beat Gala as well. So there's 7 possible wins there, but all the away from home ones are difficult. I won't say we are back because we only won 2 games against bad teams. Yeah, I'm not going to be saying that we're completely back yet. And that's why I'm going to say, because I'm still going to stay relatively optimistic, I'm going to say tomorrow's a 2-2 draw. Napoli are a very, very good team. This season, they've had the perfect start with 3 wins in the league. Last season, they obviously won the league, even if it was just by a point. And since Conte's been in charge, it's really been good for them. You know, joined when they were 10th, took them to first. You know, it's a big accomplishment. And they've got a very good team. You know, Scott McTominay, since going there, has been very good. Kevin De Bruyne is obviously there. And they've got other good players there too. Di Lorenzo. Maybe Conte is going to find something in Højlund, which some people probably thought not possible. Because a lot of players get written off after their time at United. But look, let's bounce on over to the predicted 11s. There are a few nailed-on names, I feel, especially after the United game. You've probably got a couple of them in mind. But I'll tell you what, lads, it's going to be very weird seeing De Bruyne against us. Not playing in our colours. And we'll share this tab. Go for the 4-2-3-1. And we'll start with the keeper, who I feel is a pretty nailed-on Donnarumma. one of the best keepers in the world, if not the. And he really showed it against United with that huge save. Very, very solid performance. Me personally, I leave the back four unchanged if we can. We really do need to set up strongly against this side. Let me know what you guys think, by the way. If you guys think I've got this wrong, if you guys would change it up, let me know what you're thinking. But I personally think we need to set up very strongly. We'll go for O'Reilly. There he is. So me personally, the back five remains the same. Do you think KDB will get a goal or an assist? If Napoli are scoring 2, then yeah, I think he's getting something in there, whether it be a goal or an assist. Hopefully, if it's blinking heck, what just happened to me in detail, Steve? Stream just cut there. Blinking, just some glitch happens every now and again, but we're here, we're back, nothing's happened. Let's presume as normal. But anyway, I'm hoping that if KDB does get a goal on us, I'm hoping he doesn't celebrate, and I don't think he would, to be honest. I got a feeling that he wouldn't do that. Now, though, what I do want to have a look at is their last game against Fiorentina, which they won pretty emphatically away from home. And this was how they set up. This is very much similar to how we set up against Man United in terms of formation, because we set up like this. Rodri here. We had Bernardo here. So I'm just filling out this team so that we can get a proper understanding for it. Foden, Doku, and Haaland. There we go. So this is very much how we set up, and as you can see, this is how Napoli set up. And look, if you ask me, Napoli are a very intelligent team. Conte is a very good coach, and I think he's gonna spot the weaknesses in us last game. Because I don't think we can actually afford to just play the exact same team and hope it goes for the best. Okay, I think we have to have a little trick up our sleeve of our own, because Conte would have analysed Man United, he would have analysed the Tottenham game too, and the Brighton games, because they are all very different games. Right, United games when we switched it up and it went well. The Brighton game is a game where we were on top, then Brighton switched it up and we couldn't cope. And Tottenham game is when Tottenham just outpressed us to the high heavens and absolutely dominated us. Now, if KDB is playing, I don't know how well he's going to do over 90 minutes for super duper high press, to be honest, but I suspect Napoli will make up for that in other areas of the field. I don't think he's going to be necessarily expected to do that. And me personally, I think that will the City ever stream again? Right now, it doesn't seem like it. I'm not him though. He's not. Like I haven't got him in my ear or anything like that. So I don't know for sure. It's a very weird one for him because he's been in this situation before. He decided to bounce back, and YouTube's giving him a slap in the face for it. And yeah, so I hardly blame him if he never streams again. But I think everyone would like him to come back, but it's a difficult one for him. Personally, I think Napoli are going to try exploit. I think they're going to try and do the Tottenham thing of just pressing us to high belief. What we need to do, I think we need to, similar to United, I think we need to let Napoli have the ball a bit in this game. Don't let them have it too much. They got dangerous players on the ball. De Bruyne is dangerous. McTominay's dangerous. And I don't know too much about Anguissa, Politano, I'm pretty sure decent. The Botker as well. But overall, they got a pretty solid midfield of their own, so we can't necessarily let them have it completely. But I think that we just need to. I think Napoli are going to expect to let us have the ball. To be honest, I think Napoli are going to let us have the ball and try and do stuff. They're going to sit back a bit. A completely reasonable strategy when playing against us. Okay, and then they're going to hit us on transition. That is a very proven good way to deal with us. It's worked multiple times on us, and it could very well work again. Personally, though, if we let them have the ball a bit, it frees us up a bit. I am personally thinking that you revert back to a 4-2-3-1 for this game, with Reinders going up here a bit and helping out on the attacks. I'm not really suggesting Reinders necessarily sit there, but maybe here, so he's still helping out Rodri, because I think they're going to try swarm Rodri. Okay, Rodri is still a bit rusty, still shaking off the rust a little bit, and I think Napoli are going to pounce on that, and I think they're going to try and overcrowd him, try and make him do stuff quicker, and make him uncomfortable, basically. Because if they nick the ball off Rodri, suddenly they have the back line to deal with. In the back line, if it's as solid as it was against United, they can cope with it sometimes. But if it's constant, then they're gonna have a hard time themselves. So, for me, you need the extra body here. You could even go for something a bit more like this. It's a bit more deep. It is a bit more deep, and it's very much still set up in a similar way. Okay, it's still very much 4-3-3. But I don't know how I feel about Doku in this game. I don't want to take him out though. Okay, but he's got a very difficult task. Playing against Di Lorenzo is a very solid right back. Again, it's one of those games with Doku here where if he starts, okay, he's got the chance to have another great game and then just ball out. Okay, if he has another great game, by the way, Alf won't be able to really slander him on the Blue Friday show either. Not that I blame him, to be honest, but personally, an option that we could do is having a midfielder here, similar to Bernardo. Bernardo is, despite being a right winger, he is someone that can also play in midfield, as we are all well aware. But if you could slip another midfielder-esque player into the left wing slot, you overcrowd the midfield while still keeping on top of things. In fact, what we could do. Do you think Man United will get relegated this season? No. I don't think they're bad enough, sadly. What we could do is this. It's switching up the back line a bit, but you're putting O'Reilly here. O'Reilly is a midfielder, so he can play midfield. Okay, you're putting him onto the left. Either do, welcome to the chat. Big ups to you. How you doing? Don't think we've had you in this chat before. United says, yes, absolutely, go Sitter. Guess what? Some of my subscribers betrayed me because of Rue. Rue? What's Rue? It's a weird one. They're such a good team. The only thing is that you lose with this is you lose like the overlapping midfielder. I don't think we can actually afford to go full midfield there. I think you do have to have an offensive winger, whether it be Doku or Savinho. Sucks. If we had Cherky or Marmouche, it could be very good. Arsenal will lose. I saw they were winning last time I checked. We'll have a quick look at the Champions League games there. Yeah, they won 2-0 today. But hey, hopefully they lose against us on the weekend. We'll see though. Will Marmouche be available against Arsenal? Probably not. Marmouche, Reinder's last game was awful, and passing last game was awful. Hopefully he can do better this game. Yeah, it wasn't great from Reinders. What I will say though is he was playing on a side where he's not the most comfortable. This is basically what we were doing, and Reinders is very much more suited to the left hand side, as opposed to the right. That's where he always plays more to the left than the right because he's right footed. Um, so it's not necessarily an excuse as a midfielder. You should be able to play both areas, and plus, it's not like he was glued to the side. There were times in the game where he went to the right. But if he does go on the left side for this game, then that'd be good. I'm not 100% sure what to change. This was the exact team we went for, and I don't think we should go for the exact same team against Conte. I think it's naive. Conte's a very good coach, and he'll set up well. We have to think of a way to get around Conte. Louis slot edits, Black Knight inverts edit. Bangera. Don't know if we're back and we only won 2 games. Donnarumma's a great goalkeeper. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, Talsif. Absolutely. These, despite how good Wolves and United felt, okay, they feel like such great performances. You would feel like we're back on performances like that. You just can't tell, can you? It's like such a mystery bag of us right now. We could go ball out tomorrow. This is why tomorrow is such a test for me. It's such a test. It's a test to see whether these defenders can actually do it. It's a test to see whether Phil Foden's truly back, whether Haaland is going to be scoring goals and goals, or Doku is going to finally hit some form. Let's beat Arsenal. You have no idea how much I'm hoping for it to, but it's a tricky one, isn't it? As far as the midfield goes, there's not a ton we can do. With no Shirky and no Marmouche, your only other option to slot in this area of the field are Savinho, who you can play there or here. Nico Gonzalez, who you can play instead of Reinders for me. You don't play him over Foden. It's really that, to be honest, unless Kova's back, but I don't think he is. Kova's out until October. Haaland owns Arsenal. He does tend to score against them. He's got a decent record. Well, let's have a think about that for a moment. Let's not let it dwell on our minds for too long. Trying to have a look at some news. City are going to release a Year the Horse kit for Lunar New Year. I'd like to get one of our New Year kits because they are nice. No real news, a lot of quotes from agents and Arteta I'm seeing there. Why are we playing so bad? It's because we're quite easy to find out right now. There are ways to beat us. Before there was very limited options on how to beat us. You'd really just have to go for us to a level and just hope, or sit back for the whole game and hope to do us on a counter and then hold on to what you get. That was like the old way of beating us. But now there are ways. Teams have grown since those days. It's not the same anymore. Football grows, football changes. Pep proves that in football. He's changed the game himself. And even some of our players have changed the game. Edison, our old goalkeeper, changed the game. He's changed how goalkeepers have been trained. You know, the game changes, and we have to change with it. What was your reaction when Gundogan returned last summer? I'll be honest, mate, I was buzzing. I was on the train. I wanted it to happen more than anything. I was absolutely dying for it to happen. In hindsight, should I have been? Not necessarily, but at the same time, if we didn't bring in Gundo, we would have only bought in Savinio. It wasn't Gundo or someone else. It was Gundo because he's free. And I dread to think what we would have been running without Gundo. I really am worried. But look, I really don't know what to change here. So I think we should change something. You know what? You can't remove Rodri. I think Reinders is too good on a good day. I think we need a Bernardo. I think it's all about setup in this game more than anything. I think we have to be willing to sit a bit deeper, but be ready to pounce as well. It's tough. I mean, we need to play. I think we need to have that lower line again. Alright, don't play such a high line like we have done in the past, as we're all aware. Instead, I think you play a 4-3-3. Okay, have bodies going into the midfield. Okay, so it almost shapes up like this, and then you're looking a bit like that. In a weird sense, you're packing up the midfield. You're keeping us solid there. Rodri's getting all the help he needs. Phil Foden's going to go up and help. Bernardo can even go and support then. So it's almost like this. Okay, and then Phil will drop back at times. And then even Doku will slip in here to help out more. Something we should do, though, is absolutely play Reinders off the left this time around, as opposed to playing him on the right. Gokera's got a head injury subbed off in the 65th minute. I hope it's not too bad. Head injuries can be serious. We ain't playing we ain't Man United playing free at the back. No. We would set up like this on attacks. Yeah. We set up like this. Okay, but when we go forward, pretty standard stuff. Say do lob a full back into midfield. Okay, so that, and then our defense will shape up like this. It will do. That's what happens. Okay, but when we lose the ball, okay, we'll drop back and revert to a back four. With Rodri and Reinders helping out there. And you've probably got these guys here too. So it's looking like that. So trust me, we're not playing a back three. Okay, we are playing a back four. But out when we have possession, Nico O'Reilly will go up. As will these guys. And then this will become a back three. Okay, and then we'll lose the ball, and then the back three will slowly revert to a back four, and then everyone will be coming back to help. I think that is the best way to go about it. You may be throwing Savinio. Okay, you may be throwing Ake. That's the only other things that change. But you definitely play Reinders on the left side as opposed to last game when he was on the right. Okay, you may be throwing Gonzalez over Reinders as well. Those are my only shouts on what to change. But look, guys, I really don't know what more to say. It's a tough one to predict. It's a tough one to try and suss out because Conte's team is very good ultimately. Whether that's painful to say or not, they're a very, very good team, and we have to take them very, very seriously. And I'm really hoping that it's going to be a good one. I really hope it bears fruit at the Etihad on Thursday night. But look, guys, big ups to everyone who tuned in. I do appreciate the support. As per usual, Talsif Hussein, big ups to you for tuning in. Evil Do, big ups to you as well. And everyone else that tuned in too. Yeah, as well. Big ups to everyone. I appreciate the support as per usual. And I'll absolutely see you all either tomorrow or the next day. Big ups to you all, Blues.